Good morning and welcome to another Morning Java, brought to you as always by our friends at the Get Go Cafe and Market, where you can get a good, hot, fresh meal any hour of the day and take it from people who are up at various hours. There's use for that sort of thing. The Penguins are in a position where they need goals. I think that's kind of obvious. They're going to be able to do the rest of the stuff, as I think we just saw in this game against the Sharks. Where are they going to come from?
Well, I don't think there's an easy answer to that. They got a couple from Patrick Hornqvist tonight. Obviously, contributions from him will help. I think you'll get some from Evgeny Malkin.
Ooh. Not to mention some world-class passing and assists and everything else he was doing.
But they're certainly going to need to get some from the likes of Dominic Cahoon, Alex Galchenyuk, Jared McCann. People like that. I also saw after the game, I ran into Sidney Crosby, who has shaved his beard, which I take as an indication that he's really close to returning. So perhaps he'll be able to chip in here at some point too.
Well, that's an interesting dynamic in and of itself, because you're going out to Montreal, and the Penguins then they come back here for the Sunday game against Florida, and they're right back on the road. So you always get into the guessing game as to when he might come back, whether it's home or road, or whether he would wait through the All-Star break, that's a couple weeks away.
I would think that he will be back at the earliest possible date. I don't think he would have it any other way, whether it's home, road, neutral site.
No, it's kind of
whatever.
No, but I was thinking more about the All-Star break, because it would buy you another week of.
I think that when he's medically cleared to play, he's going to play there, and I don't think they'll bring him back a day before he's, 100% cleared. But I can't imagine telling him that, no, we're going to hold you out for another week, or let's wait till we get you back at home.
Right.
I think once he gets a practice or two in, if there are no setbacks, I think you'll see him in the lineup.
Okay, so he comes back. And, you still have a couple of missing pieces here. One up front with Nick Bjugstad, meaning one who would actually be on the way back. What do you do with these lines? Because we were just in a room with Mike Sullivan, and, the subject was broached about Alex Galchenyuk's contribution, and he if he could dance at the podium. I'm not saying Sully can't dance, but if he could have danced at the podium, he would have done it right then and there, because he found every which way to say, no.
I think that the contribution that Alex Galchenyuk tonight will not qualify as a tax write-off for him this year. It was not of great consequence,
Dave,
and they're going to have to get more than that.
Make sense of this. He's trying, and he has the pedigree. This is someone who has scored significant and consistent goals in the National Hockey League.
He is someone that it's completely reasonable to expect 20 goals a season from minimum on a team like this, and in the role that he was brought in to fill, as a top six guy. It's mind-boggling that he only has 4 goals to this point of the season, and that total has been doubled from like a week ago. It's inexplicable. I wish I had an answer for it, because I would like to sell it to the Penguins, because I'm sure they would pay a lot for that information.
And I can't help but wonder if Jim Rutherford doesn't get something of an itchy finger. I mean, I know he wakes up with one. I get that. But at the same time, I don't see him as having extraordinary patience with the Penguins not scoring, knowing that he can do something about it. And with Jake Gensel out, he does have the cap space to make a significant move.
He does. My reservation in that regard was that the chemistry on this team, the way it is functioning as an 18-man unit.
And did in this game.
Yes.
Yes.
That certainly was not the problem tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I would be wary of messing with that chemistry. I would at least give these guys a chance to show whether or not they can provide the offense that's going to be needed before I would make a meaningful trade to bring in someone like You hear Chris Kreider's name a lot.
Oh, I'd take Chris Kreider.
But and you have to remember, 2019-20 is not going to be the last season in Penguin history, I hope. So they do have to try to preserve a future if that can be done. I just don't think there's any need for a panic move at this point. If one develops, if you see that you need a goal scorer, then you go out and try to get one.
You can go ahead and make that move, yeah.